All right, they finally went and did it. Your inboxes today or yesterday will have included your refunded mats for both Merrin, if you had her, and Ezra Bridger Exile. The question I'm looking to answer today for you is, if you've had these units refunded, should you reinvest in Ezra, in Merrin? Let's have a chat. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your Bold Boy Scribe. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. CG seems to be intent on nerfing our favorite units, and also Merrin. Ezra is everybody's favorite unit, so let's talk about it. We're going to start off with Merrin over here. Merrin, you can see I've taken my Merrin straight back up to Relic 7. She was previously Relic 9. I'm not going to invest that much into her anymore. She had a niche use, essentially, in GAC, specifically more tailored towards 3v3, but it certainly worked in 5v5 in taking out Jabba the Hutt. It used an interesting combination of Mother Talzin lead, Merrin, and usually Asajj, but sometimes you might see someone like Old Daka. You could take in a bigger team. Essentially, it resulted in people plaguing other units to death. There were certain niche uses where you could also use it against other comps as well, but those loops have been closed because I believe it's on her unique. It's not on her unique, it's on this unique. She has two of them. This now has an anti-GL clause, so essentially there has to be no Galactic Legends on the field for this Omicron to activate. Is there still value in this unit? Is there still value in her Omicron? These are the two questions that I'm looking to answer about her specifically. Is she worth still taking up to at least Relic 7? In my opinion, yes, absolutely, but it does depend entirely on where you are in the game. The only reason I say this is because Merrin is required for a special mission on Dathomir in Rise of the Empire TB. You have to use a Relic 7 or higher Merrin in order to participate in this event. And as your roster develops and grows and gets to a bigger point, TB is useful not because stars are any good, stars are actually kind of garbage, but TB is very nice for getting us extra sources of Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3 get currency. Guild event tokens are very, very useful even in the late game. You use them to purchase valuable stats. So in that case, yes, absolutely. You see we had 45 out of 48 successful attempts here. I like to use the Great Mothers here. Who do you use? Answers in the comments down below. I love the Great Mothers. They're a fantastic team. So that alone, in my opinion, full energy is making me lose my wig just a little bit. That reason alone is enough for me to justify taking her back to Relic 7. I have applied her Omicron once again. The only reason I have applied Merrin's Omicron is because I have a healthy supply of Omicrons in this account. I can quite comfortably throw that back on there and not be impacted at all. The recent set of error units dropped and I was able to get every single Omicron straight away except for the TB one because I don't really do TB Omnis, and I still have, I don't know, how many do I have? Like 160, 170 Omicrons, something like that? Where are we looking over here? Episode shipments. Yeah, I've got 189 Omicrons left over. I didn't really care. I was like, maybe at some point this Omicron will become useful again to take out particular teams. I don't know. I'd like to have it in my back pocket. So I reapplied it. However, for the majority of people, I don't actually really recommend throwing on that Merrin. Yeah, it's not, you know, it's lost its main shine. The shine is off Merrin's apple, as it were. Get your minds out the gutter. So I, like, personally, Relic 7, absolutely. Go ahead, crack on if you are doing Rise of the Empire TB. Great. If not, she's still pretty good in a Mother Talzin team. She's also pretty good in a Great Mothers team. I've still used her quite a bit on defense with Great Mothers and offensively. She even though she doesn't have direct synergy, there's a little bit of counter synergy with Great Mothers. She offers a high degree of survivability for the team, which can be quite nice. So yes, relic levels, reapply them. Now, there was an individual within my community that did reach out about this, saying what they did when they had their materials refunded was they actually went and used their error currency to buy an Erodium Lightspeed token to reapply up to Relic 5, of course, or Relic 6, Relic 5? What is it? Relic 5. Yeah, Relic 5 on their Merrin to save them that 1 to 4, those 4 relic levels you get from Relic 1 to go to Relic 5. And then you could use those materials elsewhere. Now, of course, this does cost you 3,500 Erodium Lightspeed currency. Erodium Lightspeed currency? error currency, right? But you can then technically use those materials on units that you can't use these Lightspeed tokens on. Things like Journey Guide characters, Galactic Legends, Conquest units that you never will be able to really use Lightspeed tokens on. It is a consideration if you have lots of error currency and you don't know what to do. So use that information as you will, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to do my fleet battle in the background because everybody likes to get 400 crystals a day in fleet. So that's kind of the long and short of it. Merrin's still very much worth investing, particularly if you are in a guild that is running Darthamir's special mission. It is very important there. Keep that currency up. Keep investing in getting your Mark II get currency in that case. Still has some use on a Great Mother's team. Great Mother's is still fantastic. Mother Talzin, less effective. You know, they counter things like Finn Omi, Finn Zori Omicron team occasionally. Really depends on the Datacron set. And I'm sure we'll probably find some use for it at some point in the future, which is quite nice. So I'm going to finish up this battle and then we are going to talk a little bit about Ezra Bridger Exile and whether or not you should be investing in him and should you be applying his Omis. And if you are to apply his Omis, what is probably the best Omi order? Give me 2 minutes. Victory is mine. Very good. Okay, moving swiftly on now that we've moved up from second to first, because as you know, second place is actually just the first loser. Into the collection we go, and let's talk a little bit about Ezra Bridger Exile. Now, I mean, you can already see, I've taken mine back up to Relic 9. He was Relic 9 previously. A lot of people at home have a Relic 10 Ezra, and they've had their resources reset. Okay, so Ezra Bridger Exile. Is he worth reinvesting in? Yes, absolutely. However, the one caveat I will say is he's only worth it now if you have GL Ahsoka Tano. You can throw him in other teams, but he's really losing a lot of his synergies, specifically with his Omicrons. Those are kind of dead in the water now that he has got very specific synergies with full Spectre units. However, if you have GL Ahsoka Tano, or if you are pushing for GL Ahsoka Tano and you're going to get her in the near future, he is 100% a mandatory investment. He is that flippin' good. Now, I know a lot of people don't think much of GL Ahsoka Tano, but she is actually pretty good on defense. Yes, she has counters, but some of those counters have now been cut off. For example, Finn Zori no longer works against that team, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. You could probably still counter it with a high degree of, well, let's say a moderate degree of success with things like Great Mothers, but it requires high level of relic investments and very, very good modding, and usually your name has to be Vexatron. All right, so I'm joking. Yeah, GL Ahsoka Tano can lose to things like Great Mothers. Yes, it can. But the team itself is still very, very solid on defense. In terms of his Omicrons, should you be reapplying them? And if so, which order? It's very, very simple. You start off with Exile. Exile is the one that really is a little bit of an engine for this team. Let's read it. The first time a Spectre ally gains and loses Exile, they gain 5% mastery per relic level on them. So, for example, my Ezra Bridger Exile is relic level 9, so at the start of battle, he gets exiled. He's going to get 9 times 5, which is 45% additional mastery, right off the rip. If it is a GL Ahsoka Tano lead, so will all of your Spectre allies, apart from GL Ahsoka Tano, of course. So they're all going to gain a big chunk dependent on their relic levels. Okay? After that, the first time a Spectre ally loses Exile, they gain an additional 30 speed. These bonuses persist through defeat. Okay, so when they lose Exile after using GL Ahsoka Tano's leadership ability, or if they are just really special like Ezra, they're going to gain an additional 5% mastery per relic level. Once again, if he's relic 9, 45% mastery, you've doubled his mastery essentially, just through this one Omicron. Really nice, and you're gaining 30 extra speed. This one requires no thought, requires no input, really quick and easy. Slap it on, you're gonna get there. The second most important one, in my opinion, is Kanan's Legacy. This is the way that you can really accelerate getting out of Exile super, super quick on Ezra, which then places Exile on another character and gives you all of those mastery bonuses, or at least the second half of those mastery bonuses from his Exile unique. So, if all allies are Spectre, this is the clause. Ezra gains 25 stacks of Purgil migration, and all Spectres gain backup plan for 2 turns, which can't be copied nor dispelled. So that Purgil migration, 25 at the start, that just basically says, oh, we're out of exile straight away. Straight away out of exile, he's going to gain 45% mastery in my instance. Wonderful. All Spectre allies gaining backup plan for 2 turns. That backup plan is basically a revive, unless your opponent is using some sort of anti-revive mechanic like, say, Great Mothers. It's a very useful special Omicron. His last one, least important one, is Daring Advance. Grand Arenas, if all allies are Spectre for each critical hit scored, deal 20% bonus damage based on the target's max health, which can't be avoided. Basically turns this hit into a massively damaging attack. Really, really powerful. Then you inflict buff immunity, heal immunity, offense down on the target enemy for a lost turns, which cannot be copied, dispelled, or resisted. And you reduce the cooldowns of this ability by 1. It's only got a cooldown of 3, so you're going to be cycling around and using it very frequently. This is your big damaging hit with Ezra. Don't forget that he's going to be passing turn meter and all that sort of thing. Lots of damage, stunning, controlling, heal immunity, buff immunity, offense down. It's powerful. You could probably skip this if you are super, super tight on Omicrons, but trust me when I say every one of Ezra Bridger Exile's Omicrons are 100% worthwhile. It's groovy. Do them all if you can. If you can. All right. So, I mean, that kind of runs the gamut of it. Now, I do stick to my guns on this. If you do not have Glatt, don't invest in Ezra. He's lost a lot of his shine. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, that's going to about cover it for our Ezra and Merrin snafu. Do I think these units should have been nerfed? Yes! But only right at the start. You know, like, if CG really had a problem with Merrin beating Jabba, maybe do it like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever she came out. That would be the correct time to nerf. Same for Ezra, way too powerful to just be a random plug-and-play unit. It's like, come on, guys. You basically subjected GL Ahsoka Tano to doing nothing and just getting relegated. You should have seen some of the uses of GL Ahsoka Tano. It was a waste of time, right? Should have been nerfed straight away. If they've let it run this long, it's really on CG. They should have corrected it sooner. Alas, this is the world that we live in, and new people that come to the game don't have to deal with this bullcrap anymore. Okay, cool. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you reinvest in Ezra? Did you reinvest in Merrin? Are there certain things that I'm not taking into consideration here? Most likely, probably, and absolutely. Give the video a like, and I will see you in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.